What's up again, everybody? I'm Clayton. Welcome back to Ages of Film, and today I'm reviewing the movie Dawn of the Dead, released in 1978, directed by George A. Romero, starring Ken Faree as Peter and several other people who I can't pronounce their last name. Well, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well wherever you are out there in that crazy world. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and jab that notification button. Lay the smack down on those bad boys. Let's go. It's time to talk Dawn of the Dead. So let's talk about it. So if you're new to my channel, in the past I've kind of spoken a little bit about how I'm not a fan of the original Dawn of the Dead. Love the remake by Zack Snyder, the 2004 remake, great remake. But I had always said that I wasn't a big fan of the original Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero. Watched it back for this review, and I stand corrected. This is a darn good film. Like, I really enjoyed it watching it back for this review. So my opinion has changed. My opinion has changed, officially changed on the original Dawn of the Dead. That happens sometimes, dude. Like, sometimes, you watch a movie and something just clicks and you turn around on it. You do a 180, and that was me with Dawn of the Dead. I never really liked this movie. I don't know why. Like, I was asking myself that question last night after I watched the movie. I was like, why did I not like this movie in the past? Like, what was it that I was like, not big on? Because this, like I said, this is a darn good film, and I really liked it. So yeah, you're gonna see a drastic rating change for me on Dawn of the Dead. I think I had this movie at like 2 stars, 1.5, 2 stars, which just sounds ridiculous, right? Don't worry, before you get your knickers in a twist. That's not my rating anymore. My rating has changed on this movie. I love this movie now. So let's talk about it. Let's get into my thoughts on Dawn of the Dead. Just as a reminder, guys, this is just my opinion on this movie. I would love to hear yours in the comment section. All I ask that you be respectful about it. Alright, so let's talk positives with Dawn of the Dead. A lot of positives, man. I don't know if it was just having seen the Dawn of the Dead remake before ever seeing the original, that going back to the original the first time I saw it, like, I was just like, it's just not the same. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I really liked the story here in Dawn of the Dead. I think that this movie has a more philosophical story to it than the remake does. That's not necessarily a criticism against the remake. I love the remake, and I think it has a story within its own right that it's trying to tell. But I think this one raises some really interesting philosophical questions about humanity. Are we just zombies? Are we just, the same as animals? Is there anything special about our humanity? Anything special about being human? And I love that throughout this movie, they play the news, the news broadcasters, and you have the doctor, the scientist, and the news reporter, and they present that discussion throughout the movie for you, and then you see it kind of play out. I like that. I like that component. It's not just a zombie movie where zombies are going around killing people. There's actually a story within the story that's kind of, being told and being flushed out and discussed. And I like that. It brings bring something to the story, and a story that actually has something to say. So yeah, the story for me is a positive there. Really liked that. The practical effects, man. I mean, dude, the practical effects work in this is just the stuff of legend. I mean, all the people in this movie, all the extras, all the zombies, all the people in here that had to get layers of makeup and just all this stuff put on them for the movie. I mean, I mean, I don't even want to think of the stress level that Romero had to have been under trying to manage all that and trying to direct all that. I mean, that's just, whew. Yeah, that alone gets you high praise for me. The fact that you were able to make a movie like this and manage and direct all the chaos of having to make sure that everyone's got their makeup on, people complaining about makeup, not feeling, being uncomfortable in it, not being able to move around in it, getting sick from it, like, it's chaos, man. It's chaos. And so the fact that Romero was able to direct that without losing his sanity is just kudos to him, man, because that's crazy. But it looks good. That's the other thing. Like the practical effects here, the makeup design of the zombies just looks incredible. Great makeup and practical effects. Some of the blood scenes where the zombies bite into somebody and you just see the blood squirt out. It's just like, yeah, we like that. Just some gnarly stuff, dude. Yeah, so the practical effects were definitely a strong positive. I also liked some of the dialogue writing. I thought was pretty good. Some really good moments of humor and levity by the characters that actually made me laugh this time around. Got a good laugh out of me. And it wasn't overtly comedic. It wasn't, they weren't trying to be comedic necessarily, but it was subtle humor through expressions or through certain dialogue scenes that just got a good laugh out of me, and was some good levity in the midst of what would be a really terrifying and serious situation. So yeah, good moments of humor in the dialogue and script writing. I also love, and this is something I also love with the remake, the setting and the atmosphere here is just so much fun. Just being confined in this huge ass mall, and everyone, there's so much room for you to hide, but also so much room for the zombies to come in and chase after you. I just love that setting, and the atmosphere here is it's a lot of fun. It's a fun ride. And then seeing them have to move to different places and try to find different locations to take cover from the zombies, to hide from the zombies. It's just a fun ride, man. It's a fun ride through. So the setting, the atmosphere here is really enjoyable, and is fun to kind of immerse yourself in and just go on that ride with the characters. Cinematography, really enjoy the cinematography in here. It has that classic kind of 70s look to it, but also has George A. Romero's own signature kind of touch to the camera, to the overall look, the shots. There's some great shots in this movie, man. The scene where Roger, he finally turns and he does that sit-up, that Undertaker sit-up, and he's all zombied out now. Yeah, dude, that was some good shots right there, man. And it's some really high angle wide shots that looked really good. There's some really good cinematography. I liked how George A. Romero used the camera in this movie. I thought it looked good, and was aesthetically pleasing in a movie type of way. Yeah, The acting, Ken Faree, dude. Yeah, bro. Ken Faree was solid, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. This wasn't Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood, but good performance, man. I really invest in Ken Faree's character. I think he does a really good job in his performance as Peter. He's kind of really, I think, the lead character here, the main guy that you're hoping gets out. And I think he brings a natural energy and charisma to the character. And there's also, you see some of his personality come out throughout this movie, and by the end you feel like you know him, because you spent 2 hours with him. It's a long movie, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, zombie movie. And typically that would be a problem for me, but for here, it's a character film. It's character. George A. Romero puts you on this ride with the characters, bunker down with them, so that you feel like you know them through their personality that comes out throughout the movie, and it works for me. It's well executed, and Ken Faree for me is the character that shines the most, and I think he also gives the best performance here. So really liked him in the role as well. And I liked that, towards the end of the movie, his character is put in a situation where he could choose the easy way out and just kill himself when the zombies are, closing in on him. Or he could take a stand and try to fight his way through the fray and get to the other side, out to the chopper with the Fran character, the lady character, and that's the route he chooses. He chooses the harder path. He chooses the path that's harder, could be more taxing, could be potentially more costly, but he doesn't take the easy road. He doesn't take the coward's way out. He stands and fights and gets through the zombies and gets to the helicopter. And I love that about his character. To me, it was a victory that was earned. He earned his victory. He earned to survive and make it out of this movie. He worked for it. He earned. That was a victory that was earned. So for me, that was a positive. Moving into the negatives, there are still a few negatives I have with this movie. Not a lot, and they're not like super, profound or anything, but there were a few things that still bothered me a little bit. One of them was kind of the pacing. So I did feel like there were a little bit of pacing issues. There were a few spots, I think primarily in the second act, the middle act, where I got drawn out a little bit. I got a little restless, got a little bored. I felt like I don't think it needed to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, there were certain scenes that I think you could take out, condense it down a little bit, have a little bit of a tighter script, and a shorter runtime, and still be effective in achieving what it was that you're going for. So like the romantic dinner scene where Ken Faree is like, acting as waiter to Flyboy and his wife's like romantic dinner in the restaurant there. Like, that whole scene we didn't need that. Like, you could have cut that out. Some of the other scenes, long zombie scenes or whatever, I just felt like there were some things in here that could have been condensed down, had a little bit tighter editing. With the pacing, there were a few spots where I just got a little bored, a little restless in. Not a huge negative, but it was something that affected my overall viewing experience with the movie. Also, I think that there were a few moments with some of the other actors that I didn't really need, like Roger's character. I feel like the actor that played him, who again, his name I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not gonna even try. But he was a little sharp for me, man. Like he was a little over the top, a little excessive with some of his scenes and some of his dialogue. Like there was the scenes where they're jumping in the trucks, they're getting in the trucks, the drive off, and like he does his little yeehaw, yippee thing like 20 times in a matter of like 10 seconds. It's like, bro, you're acting like this is just the funnest experience you've ever had in your entire life, my guy. Let's calm down a little bit. I don't know how old you are, probably late 20s, early 30s. You're bouncing around like Bugs Bunny on acid. It's like, dude, let's just calm down with the whole yeehaw, whoopee type thing that you keep yelling. Stuff like that, man. With the Roger character, R.I.P. Roger. It's all right, man. You went out swinging, bro. Guns blazing. Respect. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just tone that down a little bit. Reel in that performance. And I think you'd be right there. But his performance a little sharp, a little over the top for me. Thought he could have maybe done a better job. And then I think one of the biggest negatives for me was the lady character, Fran. To me, she was a weak character because, for one, her character really didn't serve a significant purpose to the story, like to the overall plot of this movie. What did she actually do? Like the other three guys, like Flyboy, Roger, Peter, they were all active and significant in the plot. Like they actually had a significant role to play getting from point A to point B. Fran over here just chilling and complaining about everything under the sun. She didn't really serve a purpose. She didn't do anything for the story. She's just there. And yet she ends up being one of the characters that survives and makes it out alive. But the difference between her making it out and Peter making it out, Peter's survival was earned, hers wasn't. She didn't do anything to earn making it out. And she didn't earn her victory. She was literally just passive the entire time, not doing anything. And it's just like, okay, what have you done to earn your survival? Like Peter's over here fighting, he's scrapping, bro. He's saving your life multiple times. And she's literally whining, complaining, and passive the entire time in this movie, and yet she ends up making it out. Like, to me, it's just like, if you're gonna have her be one of the characters that makes it out, then let her survival be earned. Like, let her earn that victory, And I just felt like she didn't earn that victory. And to me, that she was just a weak character. I didn't see a point to her being here. She didn't do anything significant. And her survival was just kind of, again, it was unearned. She didn't need it. She didn't deserve to make it out. So she's probably the biggest negative for me in the film. Overall, guys, I love this movie. Has an emotional effect. There are some scenes that are definitely bone-chilling and are creepy. The Roger scene, for one. There are some scenes that are heartfelt and like when Peter has to cap Roger. That's, you feel that because you've invested with these characters and you spent the time with the characters, and you've seen how close those two are. So when Peter has to take Roger out, you feel that. When Flyboy gets RIP'd, bro, it's like, again, he's another OG, dog. Like, he's another OG character, bro. So when he gets RIP'd, man, yeah, you're like, dang, dude. Like, I wanted you to make it, Flyboy. I wanted Flyboy to make it. He would have been the better option, to have make it out, and not instead of his wife. But I didn't write the story. I just view it. I don't make the rules. So yeah, there you go. My overall rating here, guys, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Great movie. Again, definitely come around on this film. I love it now. It's it went up from being like a 2-star movie to a 4-star movie with one viewing. But that's film. That's how it goes sometimes. You can watch a movie 1 or 2 times and then watch it again and something just click and you come to love it. There's been a number of movies like that have played out like that for me. I didn't like them at first, and over time with multiple viewings, I've come to love them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, that's another one that kind of had that same effect on me, where I didn't like it the first time, and with multiple viewings, it won me over, and now I actually love the original Texas movie. Those are my thoughts, guys, on Dawn of the Dead. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, you freaks, kick it and rock on.